Why? Press the bell icon and subscribe to Books on Toast or your videos will never buffer. So, subtle art of not giving a fuck is clearly not so subtle, huh? Clearly, it's a runaway success only because at last count it had sold 2 million copies. 2 million copies in like book world is like 1,000 crore box office collection on an opening weekend. Yep, subtle art of not giving a fuck is the Bahubali of our times. Many reasons why subtle art has been a success. I think one of the reasons is the fact that, have you noticed the number of F-bombs that have been thrown in the book, besides the fact that it's also in the title? Too many to count. Second reason, it's possibly because there are too many privileged white man rants. You know those popular kids in class who are used to getting their own way? When real life finally hits them, they have these sobering moments and they try to avenge their lives and turn it around. Yep, this book is especially written for them. And Mark Manson rules the roost because he seems to be the popular kid in class who had a few sobering moments and decided to be like, hey, I don't give a fuck about anything else. So really, I don't think we are learning anything from this book. But what I do have are 5 amazing books that you should read that should be in your essential self-help kit. And these will give you some epiphany-inducing insights about your life. Numero uno, Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari. If I had a penny for every time people mentioned the book Sapiens in 2017, I'd be Mark Manson right now. Only because Sapiens was the book that everybody spoke about. And why not? Sapiens gave a cool historical account of the evolution of humankind up till this point in this day and age. And it gave a great picture of what we are supposed to be, right? But equally compelling was the sequel, which is Homo Deus, which very few people are still talking about. And I think that is the book that everybody should be reading, not just Sapiens, guys, for 3 reasons. Reason number 1 is the fact that it chronicles the history of humanity up till now and the fact that human beings were dominant creatures and how they dominated the animal kingdom around them. Number 2, the fact that how they interact with technology and hence gave a meaning to their entire world around them. And number 3, he talks about this algorithm which is going to define the way human existence is going to be in the next 40 years. He talks about the fact that it's taken more than 1,000 years for humanity to come to this point of evolution and how smarter we have gotten. But also the next 30 to 40 years will encompass more than 1,000 years in terms of knowledge. Now that is real compelling evidence to the fact that our lives are actually not doomed, our planet is not doomed, and we will overcome because humanity has the power to provide meaning to things around them. And that is one of Homo Deus's most redeeming qualities, that it's not negative. It is actually a great motivating read. Number 2, What If We Are Wrong? Thinking About the Present as If It Were the Past by Klosterman. What can I say about my favorite writer that I haven't said already before? What I love about his writing is the fact that he combines humor and existential crisis into one book. And that's something that sort of recalls how Steve Martin also writes. There's a lot of self-deprecating humor, but it's really well-meaning and well thought out. And the fact that he relates it to pop culture idols makes the subject matter all that more interesting. What he does in What If We Are Wrong is he postulates all the theories that we've grown up on and says, hey, what if people in the future look back at our time saying they had it all wrong? Klosterman's major philosophies in life come from the fact that we take ourselves too seriously. And that has always been a fault of humanity, right? The fact that we put so much impetus on our day-to-day lives to be people who are always bothered by all the environment around them. He says, just fuck it, guys. What if like years from now, people actually think back at our time saying, what the hell did they do? They got everything wrong. And this particular fact makes us question our ideals and actions in modern day. And that is what is very powerful about Klosterman's writing. The third book I would like to talk about is called Cut the Crap, Lessons from Startup Trenches by Shradha, Sharma and T.N. Hari. How many of you guys wake up in the morning and think, hey, I have a startup idea and maybe I should be doing something of my own rather than working in a 9 to 6 cubicle? I'm guessing nearly everyone has had one big idea in their mind that they think is going to change the world. I'll be surprised if you don't. It's very important for people to start thinking about what it is that they should be doing in order to make their startup successful. Shradha Sharma, who is pretty much the bibliographer for all your Indian startups, paired up with T.N. Hari, who is the HR head of Big Basket, and together they wrote this really, really great read about what startups should be doing to scale up their businesses effectively and also not make the same hiring mistakes that other people have made. They quote what they call an OPM, which is called other people's mistakes. Yeah, there is a little bit jargon here. I lied. But anyway, besides the fact that you can look beyond it, it's a great, great read, like I've already mentioned. It will teach you the right things, and it's definitely not like one of those listicle garbages that gets thrown out at you. This, in my opinion, is the Stephen Covey that we all want. If you want to be successful in life, pick up this book. Even if you don't have a startup in you, the fact that you can wire yourself to think like that will help you achieve your dreams. So, yeah. The fourth book in my list is The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. Do you have a favorite teacher or a mentor or somebody in your life whom you credit with knowing everything that you know so far? I know that I've had many people in my life who've helped me soldier on during my darkest hours and helped me find the grit and determination to keep going. Randy Pausch has been one of those people to many, many students. He was a professor at Carnegie Mellon University and he taught computer science and human and computer interactions. He was also one of the few professors who actually pushed for women in technology and wanted to create a safe space and environment for women to learn more about computer science and join workforces in the Silicon Valley. He, in fact, worked with people to discover what their inner talents were and worked around them. Randy Pausch was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer somewhere in the early 2000s and he passed away in 2008. In 2007, he gave a lecture which was part of like this program that conducted something called the Last Lectures. His lecture was about really achieving your childhood dreams. This is the original Tech Talk, guys. He got up on stage and in front of 35,000 people spoke about things that he regrets having missed on early in life because he grew up in a household where people did not value what the power of childhood dreams can really help people achieve later in life. So he compiles all of that in this book and talks about what is it that he wants to leave to his children and what it is that he wants his children to remember him by. So it's like a legacy that he wants to leave on, and the one common narrative that is linking this entire book together is the power of dreaming and being unabashed about what your true potential can really be. Again, one of the reasons I like my self-help books to be more personal and coming from a space of in-depth knowledge about their own experiences is the fact that they don't preach from a place of no knowledge, right? The fact that a lot of your Stephen Covey's and even Mark Manson has just gone on and on to preach a point of view which I feel he doesn't hold in very high regard for himself would bother me. So people like Randy Pausch actually crystallize points of view in a very personal manner, and you know that they mean what they say because you can sense that in the kind of stories that he will narrate to you from his early years. And that is the reason a Mark Manson can never be a Randy Pausch. The last book on my list is What I Know for Sure by Oprah Winfrey. How can you ever have a list of self-help books without mentioning the queen of self-help, Oprah Winfrey? What I Know for Sure is a collection of essays from her column called What I Know for Sure that is published in O magazine. This book has been on my bedside table for many, many years, and the only reason being that every time I fall into this hellhole where I start questioning everything I do in life, I pick up this book, I turn to any random page, and there'll be a story there that'll feel like it's about me. And that's what Oprah's done very well for her entire career, right? She's taken people's personal stories and turned them into facts about yourself, the viewer. So you feel like you are part of her every story. And a lot of the things that she's gone through, many of us have been through, right? There will be power struggles in the office. There will be relationship issues at home. That's what I know for sure does for people like us. It's not about the subtle arts of giving fucks. It's really about real life situations and what you can make out of them. What I know for sure is one of those books that will come and creep into your bed with you and give you like a warm, fuzzy hug. Because that's what we need, right? At the end of the day, sometimes we don't need people to tell us how to win every day. Sometimes all we need is like a sweet little hug. And who better than Oprah to give you good night hugs at night? So, thanks for watching, guys. These are the 5 books that you should be reading. At least I'm telling you, you should be reading, hence you should be reading, instead of the subtle art of not giving a fuck. But if you guys disagree with me and think that actually subtle art is a great art, please happily fight with me in the comment section. I will take the battle to its concluding end, which means I'm right and you're wrong.